She betrayed him. He found out, but instead of exploding, he fell silent and orchestrated her downfall with surgical precision. In today's video, from Echoes of Temptation, you will hear a true story of betrayal, pain, and revenge, told with no filters, no embellishments, and no forgiveness. This is an intense narrative from someone who was cheated on but decided to come out on top, with everything still in his pocket. Toxic relationships, lies, and emotional games are all part of the plot. But here, the one who loses isn't the one who was betrayed. Watch until the end to see how a simple "give me one more month" became the biggest mistake of her life. A decision that seemed like a plea for a second chance turned into the coldest, most calculated ending you will see today. If you enjoy true stories with twists, emotional justice, and impactful endings, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and leave a like. Every week, new stories reveal the dark side of relationships and how some emerge from the wreckage stronger, colder, and with their lives intact. Comment below. Would you have done things differently? I always thought the great breakups came with screaming, tears, or slamming doors. But my marriage began to end on an ordinary Saturday without a sound. A silence that was almost criminal. The warm sunlight filtered through the living room curtains. The smell of coffee still lingered in the air. I stepped out of the shower and walked toward the kitchen. That's when I heard her voice. Low, whispered. She was sitting on the sofa, her back to me, on the phone. No, he doesn't know anything. He went to bed early last night. I had time to get back before he woke up. I stopped. One step from the kitchen. A slow chill crept up my spine, as if the world had frozen in a single frame. It was just one more time, Anna, I swear. I just needed to feel alive, you know? Anna, her best friend, the one who smiled a little too much, the one who hugged me a little too tightly, as if trying to hide her guilt. I don't know how long I stood there, motionless. The words kept coming, each one a precise cut. He's too good to notice. With Raphael, it's different. I don't think, I just feel. Raphael, generic name, common face, a colleague from her work. He'd shaken my hand at our wedding with false enthusiasm. I walked back down the hallway. My heart was heavy, my palms damp, my chest pounded like a drum out of tune. But what if he finds out? Anna asked from the other end of the line. Silence. He won't. He trusts me too much. And that's when the pain hit. Not because of Raphael, not even because of the secret affair. It was that sentence that hurt. He trusts me too much. Because he was right. I did. Blindly. With no backup plan. I closed the bedroom door gently. I sat on the edge of the bed. Her scent still filled the space. Lavender and vanilla. A fragrance that once brought me peace. Now, it brought nausea. I remembered our first apartment. Her clumsy dancing in the kitchen to old soul music. Our simple wedding. The whispered vows. A love that, looking back now, felt like fiction. A few minutes later, she walked into the room. She slipped her phone into her pocket as if nothing had happened. She smiled. Honey, I was thinking of making that lasagna you love. What do you think? As if it were a normal Tuesday. as if the world hadn't collapsed 10 minutes ago. Good idea, I replied. I smiled back, not because everything was fine, but because the pain hadn't found its words yet. At dinner, she served my plate with care. The radio played something light. The irony made me choke. Are you okay? You're a little quiet tonight. I'm fine, I said, swallowing hard. Actually, no, I'm not. I put down my fork. I heard your call with Anna. Silence. A long one. Her fork stopped midair. She tried to speak, but her voice failed her. I can explain. You don't have to. You already explained it to her. I just had the bad luck, or maybe the good luck, to overhear. The color drained from her face. Her eyes searched for some salvation between the rice and the salad. Do you want to break up? I want a divorce. I didn't shout. I didn't cry. I said it like someone setting down a stone they'd carried for miles. I finished my meal. My bag was already packed in the bedroom. I had prepared everything before lunch. But as I touched the doorknob, she reacted. Wait, please, don't go like this. I turned my head, but couldn't bring myself to look at her fully. She was standing, trembling, red eyes, mouth agape, like an actress who'd forgotten her lines. Give me a chance. I messed up, yes, but let me fix it. I'll give you access to my phone, my computer, my social media, right now. I'll do whatever it takes. That doesn't erase what happened. Then we'll try something else. An open marriage, if you want. You can do whatever you want. Only you. I'll stay. I'll prove. Are you hearing yourself? I interrupted, incredulous. You're offering me freedom as a punishment? She fell to her knees, on the living room floor, crying like someone who had lost everything and still didn't understand how. Give me a month, just 1 month, to show you I can still be that woman. She was kneeling, begging, and all I felt was disgust, not pity, not compassion, just contempt. But I also felt something else, clarity. I wasn't going to leave like this, not her way. I was going to leave my way. 1 month, I murmured, and right there, in that exact instant, the betrayed husband died. And the strategist was born. The minute she begged me for a month, the plan was set in motion. I sent a message to Mario before I even left the room. I need to protect everything, every cent. You know what to do. Mario replied with an, I'm on it, followed by a shark emoji. That's how he works. Discreet, lethal. Within 48 hours, my share of our assets was liquidated and scattered into places she would never find. Offshore investments, cross-named contracts, shell companies with ironclad clauses. If she thought she was walking away with half, she'd be lucky to walk away with a keychain. Meanwhile, at home, the performance began. I gave her what she asked for. 1 month. I was courteous, impeccable, the kind of husband she pretended she still had. We had coffee together, like two executives in a morning briefing. I answered her texts with perfect punctuation, neutral emojis, a complete absence of feeling. At night, I would go out, ironed shirt, a sharp cologne. I'd say I was meeting friends. I never said which ones. I didn't have to. Going out again? Yes. With who? With someone who didn't cheat on me. She would swallow hard, force a smile, and go back to pretending she was still in control. She tried to recover something that no longer existed. She cooked special dinners, left little notes, laughed at my jokes, even when they weren't funny. She dressed up. She even bought the old lingerie she used to wear, as if that would be enough. But what she didn't understand, or pretended not to, is that you can't rebuild trust with smiles. Love isn't an appliance with a reset button. She cleaned the house. I scrubbed my name from our joint accounts. She served dessert. I served irony. She hoped for reconciliation. I was designing the end. The days passed like a rehearsed script. At first, she was hopeful, then anxious. By the end, she was exhausted. Every move I made had a purpose. Every silence was a rehearsal. The cold man my boss admired was exactly the man she had created. On the last day of the month, she greeted me with everything prepared: candles, wine, the table set. She was wearing a simple black dress, the same one from our first date. "I thought we could end this month with a new beginning," she said, with a smile that didn't reach her eyes. I sat down. I said nothing. I just watched. She looked beautiful, but like an old photograph. Beautiful to look at, impossible to relive. "You're right," I said calmly. "Today is the day to end things." She smiled. For a second, she believed it. That's when I placed the black folder on the table. I pushed it toward her. "Here's the agreement, a consensual divorce. My terms. It's all ready for you to sign." Her face crumbled. "But you said you would think about it." "I said I would give you a month. I never said I believed in you. You tricked me. So did you. The difference is, I'm better at it." She opened the folder with trembling hands. She read the contents. She knew what it meant. She was leaving with little more than what she came with. "This isn't fair. There are assets missing. You hid things. Correction, my assets. And yes, you will sign, or this dossier goes to your company and to Lucia, Raphael's wife." She froze. She knew I wasn't bluffing. Lucia already had everything. And unlike me, she wasn't the type to wait. "You've destroyed my life." "No, you did that. I just wrapped it up nicely." I stood up and grabbed my bag. The same one from a month ago. The difference? This time, I was the one with everything. Before leaving, I looked at her one last time. Still seated, eyes welling up, hands trembling on the table. The dinner growing cold, the candles still burning. "Oh, and the dinner was excellent," I said, "but the main course was served by me." I closed the door. No rush, no noise. That night, I slept like a free man. And that, more than anything, was the real new beginning. After the door closed that night, the feeling wasn't victory, it was relief. No motivational speeches, no triumphant playlist, just silence. A clean silence. I went back to focusing on what truly mattered. Me. I moved. A new apartment, modern, with a view of the sunrise. Not for the aesthetics, but for the message. Waking up every day watching the sunrise reminded me that I was rising too. I intensified my workout routine. Clean diet, less alcohol, more focus. I looked in the mirror and finally saw someone I respected. Not for his appearance, but for his posture. At work, the landscape changed as well. My boss, that same dry, demanding guy, called me in for a chat. "We have an opening for a coordinator. I need someone cold who thinks clearly under pressure. Are you that guy? I smiled. On the inside, because he had no idea he was talking to a man who had dined with the enemy for 30 days without showing a single tremor. I got the promotion. Bigger salary, more autonomy, a new team. More than that, respect. Not because I was friendly, but because I delivered results. It was the first time in a long while I felt proud of myself without needing someone else to say, congratulations. Meanwhile, she fell. Lucia, Raphael's wife, received the dossier. Everything. Screenshots, audio clips, emails, photos. She didn't scream. She didn't make a scene. She simply forwarded it all to the HR department of the company where they both still worked. Fired, both of them, on the same day. Raphael vanished. Rumor has it he went to try his luck in another city. As for her, she tried to keep up appearances, but no one was buying it. Her friends disappeared one by one. Even Anna was gone. The same accomplice from the phone call vanished, as if she realized she was standing too close to the blast zone. And then, one day, she reached out. New account, new number, a direct message. Hi, I know you must hate me, but I wanted to see you, just to talk. I promise I won't take much of your time. I read it, just once. I stared at the screen for a few seconds. No anger, no excitement, no leftover love. I just clicked block. No speech, no reply, no return. Because some things don't deserve a response. They just deserve an end. She was a chapter. I was the author. And authors know the right time to turn the page and never read it again. Today, when I look back, I don't see pain. I don't see resentment. I see someone who survived his most intimate collapse and came out stronger, cleaner, more whole, and with everything still in his pocket. I never saw her again. No chance encounters. No new attempts to reappear. Just a void where promises used to be. And that has served me well. I learned that some people don't deserve your anger. They deserve your distance. That you don't fight betrayal with shouting, but with strategy. That walking away whole, silent, and better than you were before is the kind of revenge no one ever forgets. I live with less now. Less noise, less drama, less distraction, and strangely, with so much more. More peace, more clarity, more self-respect. Did she break me? For a moment, yes. But I came back, colder, stronger, more myself. And if she ever crosses my path again, I hope she's doing well. But I also hope she never mistakes my silence for longing. It's just silence. And sometimes, silence is the cleanest way of saying it's over. And so ends another story of betrayal, where silence spoke louder than any scream, and revenge was served cold, as it should be. Here on Echoes of Temptation, the truth is never sweet, but it always comes with justice. If this story gripped you, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next episodes. Because here, the downfall is always told with class and cruelty. Comment below. Would you have forgiven, or would you have done even worse? Share this video with a friend who needs to be reminded. Those who betray you teach you exactly how they should be treated. We'll see you in the next story. Here, the temptations echo, but the endings, you'll never see them coming.